You're beautiful.
It's not just that. I'm not smart enough to be interesting.
You're so smart.
I can't do brain surgery. I've never flown a plane. I'm not the president. No one on the Supreme Court is me. I'm not good enough for anything.
It is literally impossible to be a woman. You are so beautiful and so smart, and it kills me that you don't think you're good enough. Like, we have to always be extraordinary. But somehow we're always doing it wrong. Like, you have to be thin, but not too thin. And you can never say you want to be thin. You have to say you want to be healthy, but also you have to be thin. You have to have money, but you can't ask for money because that's crass. You have to be a boss, but you can't be mean. You have to lead, but you can't squash other people's ideas. You're supposed to love being a mother, but don't talk about your kids all the damn time. You have to be a career woman, but also always be looking out for other people. You have to answer for men's bad behavior, which is insane, but if you point that out, you're accused of complaining. You're supposed to stay pretty for men, but not so pretty that you tempt them too much or that you threaten other women, because you're supposed to be a part of the sisterhood, but always stand out and always be grateful. But never forget that the system is rigged, so find a way to acknowledge that, but also always be grateful. You have to never get old, never be rude, never show off, never be selfish, never fall down, never fail, never show fear, never get out of line. It's too hard, it's too contradictory, and nobody gives you a medal or says thank you. And it turns out, in fact, that not only are you doing everything wrong, but also everything is your fault. I'm just so tired of watching myself and every single other woman tie herself into knots so that people will like us.
All right, I'm gonna go specifically to us men. This is still the viewpoint that we have towards women, right? If you look wherever you work at, is a woman in charge? Is she at the top? Probably not. Is she second in line? Probably not. Third? Fourth? This is still reality, okay? Here's another reality. Women still don't get equal pay as men. It's 2025. What the hell's going on? Alright? She's talking about all the struggles that women still have. They can't get the same breaks. They can't get the same opportunity as men. And she's right about other things. The one thing that it really resonated with me. Men, we're guilty of this, okay? Let's just say it. The looks department. When a woman gets old, and I will use these as examples. I'm a 90s kid. You know, when I say that, that means my teen years were in the 90s, and Jay was there too. We see the hot chicks that were in the 90s, and now it's 30 years later, and they've aged. Some of them, not gracefully. That matters to us. That's horrible, right? Because us as men, for the longest period of time, we can get older. We could even get bigger. Do you know in the times when there was kings, if you had a fat king, that showed wealth. That was the representation because it showed that the king had money so he could eat and eat well. And more times than not, he had a skinny, good-looking wife. And that's what she had to be, even throughout the whole time. Women have to fit a mold to stand a chance at success. Whether it's at work, whether it's at life, right? And she also talks about you can be skinny, but you have to be healthy. But don't tempt other guys because you're too skinny and you're going. It's exhausting being a woman. When I heard all this, as men, we're just as simple as to think it's rough for women once a month. That's what we boil it down to. And again, that's also true. Men, we have to look past all these things. Okay? Women are just... No, I can't even say that. Women should be equal to us. They can do the job that we can do. And I would say a good portion of the time, they can do it better. I have seen in certain places that a woman is the assistant to a high-ranking man. Okay? Why? I like to see this because probably more than anything, that female assistant is getting things done, but unfortunately the man is getting the credit. Again, we need to move past these things. I'm sure in other countries that's already happening. In other countries, they have queens and presidents. Hell, where I come from in Mexico, there's a female president. There's been 2 candidates here and nothing. Why? Because the majority of people are not ready for it. That's where we stand. It's tough to be a woman. Men, let's not make it any tougher, okay? Because even in relationships, I forget the percentage, but it is out there. When you marry a woman, it's weird to say, but you kind of want to marry your mom. That is a thing, okay? Don't make them your mom. They only need to be a mom to your kids. They have too much going on, as you heard. Men, we're not better than them. That time has passed long ago. Let's support the women. It's time for equality.
When I saw this scene, I liked it a lot. It's probably one of my favorite scenes in the movie, even though this is more of a serious scene. What was kind of left out just because you didn't get everyone's perspective as far as all like the minority of the women as well, because for women who are black, if they have their own natural hair, or you get looked at weird when you go to work or something like that, or people want to touch your hair for whatever godly reason, thinking it's okay. And it's like, that was a battle where it was like you couldn't get hired because your hair looked a certain way if it wasn't straight, if it wasn't pressed. But if you got into cornrows, if you got dreadlocks, or whatever type of hairstyle that us black people would like to wear, we get looked at funny or don't get hired for a particular type of job. So women go through a whole lot of stuff, and Mafuchi is right. I feel also women are smarter than men. There are certain jobs women are just better at than we are, but because it's a man, the man gets a position. So she's 100% right in that clip of what she was stating. I'm not gonna go into like body size and weight and stuff like that, but yeah, she was very accurate when it comes to that as well. And then like I've known women who are attractive and at work they get treated a certain way, but they're not, but people feel they're not smart because they just look attractive. Here's a little tidbit. Women who are attractive, they can actually be smart too. They don't just gotta be good looking. So yeah, it's sad, and I was hoping, we'll hope in the future that this country would have a female president, because I would love to see what she would do with this country, because the person who's running it right now, come on, we all know what's going on. It's ridiculous, especially with the government shutdown. Depending when this video go out, hopefully it's not still a shutdown by the time this video go out. Hopefully they get their stuff together. But it's sad. You would think we've been more civilized and more evolved by now, but we have not. There's people who are in power who like to stay in power, and they feel a woman can be threatening to that because they want to change certain things that men like it a certain way.